celebration here in the heart of Milton's downtown, which is it's fun to say. My name is, for you don't know, my name is Greg Vitello. I'm the communication director for the city of Milton. And for your sake and mine, unless you enjoy the heat or whatever might fall from the sky next, I'll try to keep my remarks brief. But that's a bit challenging because there's actually a lot to celebrate here today. Now, first look around, especially people who have been here for a while. If a decade ago, or really years earlier than that, most of what you see would now, especially if you look down the road, would have been unrecognizable. And you could start with this library right behind us, which opened a few years ago. The shops and restaurants down Crabapple, those developments that we'll talk about more, merging across the way where people will live, work, and play. Even the signage in the streets, I think everything looks a lot different. So obviously, these changes are significant and widespread. But best of all, and very intentionally, thanks to the good work of our committee members and council members and our city staff, they're all distinctly Milton. They have a common look and feel, and they're all connected. And that more than anything is what today is all about, is connections. Like take the freshly paved road back behind there. If you think that opened a few months back, it's not often that a city creates a street from scratch. It's even rarer that street sits in the heart of a downtown. But that's exactly what happened here. We're calling it Heritage Walk, and that's intentional too. It's the same name as the street that City Hall and that part of Crabapple Market is on, to emphasize that connection, to bring together all of downtown together. Besides providing a crucial link for school buses, Milton High students, and the parents, not to mention many others who live off 372, this addition to Heritage Walk links and extends Milton's downtown, literally and figuratively, and that is huge for this city. And so is that roundabout, which is connected to it, which is built thankfully with T-Splosh funds. Now, if you haven't noticed, Milton loves our roundabouts. And I'm not sure if there's going to be one that will get more traffic or more eyes on it than that one right over there. Especially once the Market District and Town Center East start buzzing and once school is back in session. So, pardon the pun, but now so much of Milton life and business will revolve around that roundabout. Because best of all, because it's well designed, it's movement. This connection points to points Milton beyond. It will be fluid and dynamic, so it's going to be constantly, it's a great addition and it's a great centerpiece for us. And which, speaking of centerpieces, that leads me lastly to the centerpiece of that roundabout. Others will talk a little bit more about the horse statue, so I'll try not to steal too much of their rhetorical thunder. But I do want to point out this statue's symbolism. Throughout history, arguably nothing has brought people together more than art and culture. And both of those are thriving here in Milton. And this fiberglass statue is not just any work of art. It's a tangible example of our city's characteristic love of horses in equestrian life. Because after all, there's nothing more Milton than a horse. Lastly, this statue connects us with our past, specifically one of the greatest figures in the city of Milton's short but impressive history. Having joined the city earlier this year, I never had the good fortune of meeting Mark Law, but if you talk to anyone in Milton, you know that Mark Law is a legend with a capital L, not only for his tremendous service to the city, but also being an outstanding person. And that's why this statue is being dedicated to him. So today, we celebrate Mark, we celebrate his amazing family and those who generously funded this statue in Mark's memory. We celebrate the taxpayers who approved T-Splosh so these road projects could happen. We celebrate those who donated the land for the new road, as well as many others who contributed along the way. And we celebrate our public works staff and city contractors who made that road and roundabout that it's linked to. So speaking of which, I'll bring up our next speaker. It's my pleasure to invite the city's esteemed Public Works Director, Robert Drury, up to say a few words.
I made a few notes, so I won't miss anything. Thank you, Greg. I've been looking forward to this for quite a long time. Is this on?
Yes.
For quite a long time, although I've really not even been here a year yet. But I will say that I know many of y'all have been waiting for this for a long, long time. As I'm told, the story began back in October 2009 when the city had, I guess, coordinated with the Georgia DOT to actually come up with some sort of approval plan for the Crabapple area to ease the traffic congestion. Around that time, the city of Milton was developing the comprehensive transportation plan, and it was going to include the Crabapple area as well. So city staff, the stakeholders, which many of you may be out there, and outside experts actually came together, created a vision of what they felt like it should look like, ease the traffic, to make it more pedestrian friendly, and create more of a downtown area. Turning that vision though into reality really took some time, quite obviously. But it also took a buy-in from the residents. And in November of 2016, the residents overwhelmingly approved the T-SPLOST, that is the Transportation Special Purpose Local Option Sales Tax. So for every dollar spent, 3/4 of a cent is put into a bank for transportation projects. Milton projected $37 million over a 5-year period from the T-SPLOST. Well, obviously, this project, that being one of the first projects that was on that list, was started. We all know the importance of Mayfield and the Charlotte Drive intersection. A lot of traffic goes through here. But we also simultaneously made this area more efficient and safer for not only the drivers, but the pedestrians. It also had to fit well into the downtown area, which is what this roundabout has accomplished. I want to thank several people that are directly involved in the project. First and foremost is the city staff. Ms. Sarah Leaders, she is not here, but she's the city's transportation engineer. She was integral in getting this project going. Mr. Matt Falcom, if you raise your hand, city's capital project manager, and Mr. Bob Hashimi, city architect. The project was designed by Pond Company, and I believe they're here represented. Please raise your hand. The contractor was CMES from Norcross, and I believe they're here. Mr. CB is here. Thank you for coming, sir. He is the president of CMES. The city's T-SPLOST engineer was BM&K. Are they here? Mr. Jacob Hughes? Okay. Construction cost for this project was $2,576,409, and that does include the sidewalk extension from the Crabapple area to connecting to Alpharetta. So again, thank you for everyone who was involved. I saw a lot of effort and a lot of work go into this project, so thank you very much for your help in this project. So now I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Bill Purdy from the Milton Arts Council, who will discuss the centerpiece of our new roundabout. Thank you.
As Robert said, I am Bill Purdy, president of the Milton Arts Council and chairman of the board of directors. Our organization does what it can to promote culture in its many, many forms in the city of Milton. Our city is home to some remarkable artisans, potters, photographers, painters, performers, craftsmen, writers, and so much more. Each one has a compelling story to tell, perhaps through riveting music, well-made necklace, or even a top quality face painting. We at the City of Milton Arts Council are proud of what we have accomplished. The talented artists we promoted and the captivating art produced and available in Milton. Yet, this piece of prominent public art stands out. Before he passed, Mark Law shared his book of dreams with us in the Milton Arts Council. In lieu of flowers, his wife Christine Law asked people to donate to a GoFundMe to make this a very special dream. The horse statue is now a reality. They established a goal of $6,900. But within a month, they nearly reached $10,000. That shows how much people love Mark and wanted to bring this statue to Milton. With help from Milton's Economic Development Manager, Sarah Ledart, the city ordered this custom bronze fiberglass horse statue in January. She, the horse, arrived in Milton a month later. And in late April, she made it to her permanent home here in the roundabout. I'd like to thank everyone involved in making this happen, especially the Law family and all the generous donors. When people drive through here day after day, I trust they'll look at that statue and smile. They'll be reminded of the value of public art as well as what Milton is all about. And many of them will remember Mark Law. With that, I'd like to introduce Laura Bentley from Milton City Council.
Thank you so much. It's such an honor to be here, Bill, and I have to thank Bill for his leadership on bringing this beautiful piece of art to Milton. I get to recognize people, which is my favorite thing to do. It's not controversial. The Law family, I see, raise your hands here in the front. We're so happy to have you here. I'm a little disappointed to know that I'm not the only person that got to look at Mark's dream book, which I'm holding right here. And Christine, where are you? This is his page, and I sat with him towards the end of his time at Milton, and I was so touched and honored for him to share this page with me and now see that this is a reality. And Anderson and Deacon, your dad was an amazing man, and we are all so blessed to have been able to work with him and to be here today to honor him significantly. As Bill already mentioned, this statue was not paid for with taxpayer dollars. It was paid for out of the love of this community for Mark Law. And I think we exceeded the objectives in record time, and we were on our way to fulfill Mark's dream. So many city staff have been involved in this project. Again, it's a project of love, so it's not work, it's a labor of love. I see Sarah Ladart standing over there, Teresa Stickles, Robert Drury and his team, Parag Agrawal with community development. Amazing, gathering around this project. Additionally, please raise your hand if, is Taylor Morrison here? Well, Taylor Morrison, John Gaston, Rob Beecham, and Will Stoltz, along with Bob Buscemi, those are the property owners that donated the property for the right-of-way, which reduced the city's expense and significantly expedited this project so that we could get going with it. So we need to give them a big round of applause. Thank you very much. Additionally, I'd like to acknowledge those that are here that we have contracted with. Please raise your hands. We saw you all winter long out there working, and we appreciate it. Was a little hard while you were social distancing, but you were, and we appreciate that. We couldn't have done it without our contractors, so thank you very much. Another group that may not be here but needs to be recognized are the citizens. For years, the citizens visioned their town center, and now it's coming to life, and it's exciting. Mayor Lockwood and past councils, this is the work, this is the groundwork that they laid, and now we're seeing it come to fruition, and we're very thankful for that as well. As you see, things are vibrant in this area. We stand under this old oak tree, I think, right? Help me out, guys. Okay, and Mark would have me on that. But yet we see all the vibrancy of our new town, and this roundabout in these difficult times, it represents progress. And it's hard to say that these days. We see, businesses coming to this city. I just had a conversation with folks moving here because of our excellent quality of life. We just made it even better. We're going to be walkable, and we're going to be able to move through our town. We've brought a beautiful piece of art to our city, and most of all, we've honored someone, Mark Law, that we love dearly, and we have enjoyed his influence, and we look forward to continuing to remember Mark as we pass this beautiful statue. And I'd like to hand this off now to my friend and colleague, Paul Moore. He's on City Council as well. Thank you.
I learned the hard way when I was chair of the planning commission, and we had just learned of Mark's passing. I shouldn't do this without
some prepared notes because it's hard. First of all, I have so many things to say about Mark, but second of all, it's still to this day very emotional for me because Mark is so important to all of us. It's fitting that we're here under this majestic tree as a perfect reminder of the role that Mark played in protecting just that green and wonderful space that is now known as Milton, because you know when you cross the threshold coming into our city, you know you're here because it's remarkably different than anywhere else in the surrounding area. But let me turn my preparedness. First of all, thank you, Laura. I'd like to echo her thanks to everyone involved in this project as well. For my time on the City Council, which has just been brief, but longer so on the Planning Commission, in business and really in life, I know how much work goes into all of this. It's even harder and especially important to ensure all the pieces fit together well. And on top of that, it's even harder to ensure that these pieces fit the character of Milton and our unique downtown. Mark had that vision, and it's coming true, and will continue to come true for years to come. Everyone involved has put some heavy fingerprints on this, and they've done it well. Congratulations on many jobs done well. It means a lot to the people of Milton. Still, I'll admit that the horse statue right here has extra special meaning to me personally. I know that I'm not alone. It's because of Mark. Because of Mark, what is now the beauty of Milton was really shaped by Mark in many ways. Because of Mark, we started with a solid tree ordinance that has been the cornerstone of preserving rural Milton. Because of Mark, we have a vision for the future and a spectacular book. Who has a book? It's wonderful. I hope you all have a chance to see it. To keep our vision strong and to preserve Milton. Our future of Milton's green vision is strong because of Mark. To know Mark Law was to love Mark. To know him was to get caught up with him in his passions, in his projects. Like the Mark Law Arboretum at Bell Memorial Park, this statue is both quintessential Mark and quintessential Milton. In many ways, the man and his city are one and the same, and that's not by accident, giving everything Mark Law has given to us here. We hope in our lifetime to leave a legacy, whether it's with a child, or someone you're tutoring, someone in your family, or someone in your business. It's remarkable. With the blessings of Mark, he's touched an entire community and will leave a lasting legacy for all of us. Thanks, Mark, for everything. And now it's my great pleasure to introduce Crystal Long.
Thank you for joining us today for the dedication of this wonderful new road, the roundabout, and of course the horse statue. When I think about it, these three features are metaphors for the residents of the city of Milton. The road and roundabout are practical and improve transportation into the city, just as so many Milton residents are practical and they want to improve their city. They do so by giving up their time and energy to serve on volunteer committees, organize community events, have employment with the city, or even run for public office. The horse statue shows a creature that is independent, reliable, and strong. And again, those are qualities we see throughout the population of Milton. As it's been discussed, some cities may have used tax money to pay for a beautiful depiction of the character of their city, but Milton did not do that. Instead, its statue and installation was paid for by my late husband's memorial fund, to which so many generously donated. What they may not realize is that this was not a project chosen by our family after his passing. Instead, knowing that his days were ending, Mark chose this project himself, and the city graciously agreed. Like so many of Milton's residents, he was passionate about serving the city and improving the community. So when we drive through this intersection, I hope we do not merely see a road, a roundabout, and a statue, but instead we see these symbols as who we are as a community. We are practical, strong, and we come together to leave Milton better than it was before. Thank you for joining us today.
So thank you everyone for coming. That is the end of the ceremony, but enjoy the statue, enjoy the roundabout, enjoy the road, and thank you again, and thank you everyone who was involved. Good day.
I've seen you out here, man. I know what you put into it. I'll tell you what.
The passion.